Howdy there, it's the real swim, I mean Limbus Cheesy, back at it with pre-8:30 nerf. I was able to record these last night. I saw the stream where they were like, hey, we're gonna nerf it, and so I was like, crap, I gotta get these recorded and share them as soon as possible. After testing them all out, the only team I really couldn't beat it with was Charge. So I might try after the nerf to see if I can beat it with Charge now, but we'll see. But like I mentioned in the sinking video, I did want to give Tremor a go. I haven't seen many people beat it with Tremor, so this is definitely the first one I want to get recorded. And like I said, he does have 2 stagger thresholds, so I was fairly confident that this would be more than feasible to do. It's kind of harder to recommend this team, I think, just because, you know, for one, it's really not great in group fights still. I think Rupture is pretty interesting, and I hope they take a similar approach with Tremor, where they just make the IDs very good. You know, because obviously you have like Mole or Otis that can just nuke out damage. You have Regret Faust that does have the AoE, but of course if you're not against a single boss, you're not really getting much value out of that Tremor. But yeah, having 2 stagger thresholds definitely made this feasible, I think. For my team, pretty obvious, right? Honglu's just got to be there for Tremor Reverb, can't do without. Faust for her Wa Ego, the time thingamabopper. Thing just nukes damage. Otis nukes damage. Kind of forgot there were 7 sinners that you can take into this, so I ended up adding Dawn later. Dawn's alright. I really don't like how she just kind of keeps lowering the count. I wish she would do a bit more for the count, because the potency isn't too hard on a Tremor team, especially when you get LCCB Ishmael into the group. I love LCCB Ishmael, but is what it is. And then of course Rose Panner Rodion, one of my personal favorite units in the game. Got 4 ego resources, solo generates her base ego, freaking effervescent corrosion, her healing ego. Like, she just does a lot. Even Rhyme Shank, if you are want to take enough time, you could solo few with all the purple and gloom. But anyways, like I said, this team works out pretty well, I think, especially because we have 2 tanks with both LCCB Ishmael and Dawn kind of redirecting attacks, so that helps a lot. My goal here is, because like I said, the big gimmick here is that like at round 11 the big AoE attack happens. Also, it seems to happen whenever he gets to like 1500 HP. So I try to make sure to like set myself up for success by trying to wait till like round 9 or 10 to really get the big damage on. So really just until then it's just about building up, like I said, the count. That way I can try to get whatever Faust unique the white Tremor is. We're gonna get up to 3 Tremor bursts at a time, because it like multiplies the chance by like the potency in the count. So I do think it's very important to try to get the count up as well. That's why you see me using Ever-Present Corrosion, as well as LCCB Ishmael, and why again I don't really like Dawn. But yeah, like I said, I was able to beat this with this, and then burn as well as bleed and rupture. I've seen a lot of bleed and rupture all over the internet, so I'm probably not going to post those. Those ones aren't too bad. Bleed is like weird. You kind of have to get lucky with the count, right? Because he does use up a lot of coins, so you'll definitely need Sanguine Desire Rodion to neutralize that count. The strat I really use with that is to try to wait to really focus building up count until he gets staggered. That way, like, you have a free turn to build up, like the turn before to build up some count, the turn after to build up some count, and then hopefully by then you'll have enough ego resources for 1 or 2 Sanguine Desires just to keep that count going and keep the potency going. Because yeah, with all the vampires, I use Red Eyes, Honglu, of course, Hook Honglu, and of course Ringy Sang, just because I really needed the count. Sometimes I'll keep on the sidelines. I actually keep on the sidelines for this team as well, just due to the fact that he's a really good healing passive. But of course, I mean, he's fantastic, and if you're running bleed, can't blame it. I actually plan on running a bleed team for this next Kanto. Ryoshu's just feels right with Red Eyes and everything. Like I said, for this Kanto, I really wanted to do sinking. I like sinking a lot, like the Diechis. Berceau, I'm thinking Poise still. We'll see how that goes. I really like the Sync Merceau. I think he's swag live streaming. And after that, we'll see. I'm leaning very heavily towards burn right now for Otis, just because Magic Bullet Otis is so sick. Like I said, I'll definitely post the burn completion of this sometime today. Yeah, like I said, I recorded these last night, but I had some things to get done in the morning, so I'm finally able to get around to recording this and getting these all shown. But yeah, no, let me know if you do want to see me do anything else. Like I said, I might try to do charge after the nerf, because I gave that like a couple of tries, and it just was like, they just cannot do enough damage, and without extra status damage, I just think it's so hard to get past the big nuke attack. Plus, I don't have like a full charge team. Like, what am I going to run for Gregor? Like, Rosepan or Gregor? Rodion really doesn't have a charge ID yet. So I don't even really have a full team yet to try to take advantage of the fact that if some of my centers die, to come back from that. That's kind of how I got through Poise as well. Poise took me 2 or 3 tries, just because you definitely need some luck. If you saw Kim Jae-hoon's stream, I think it showed off pretty well. I was able to do it without the new Heisho Faust, but I feel like adding that to the team would have made that infinitely easier. I just consider that more of a Rupture unit than a Poise unit. You definitely also need the Stop Fixer, the Bullet, Hong Lu, and Heathcliff. Those two just kind of carry the archetype and really, really get you going. I personally also like to throw in, or one character I thought worked really well, because I'm always throwing in Otis, was Sync Otis. She was able to actually avoid quite a lot, and with the aggro, it just made making sure that I could get off attacks, especially with some of these bigger ones, really easy. So, yeah, she was just dodging and vibing, and I love to see it. But that one's also hard to recommend for this fight, just like I said, because it definitely requires some luck. There's some times where you'll hit tails or lose a clash, and like, it just gets so close to the damage on those first 2 tries. I'm like, damn, if I just got a little bit lucky, if I just won a few more clashes, hit a few more tails, and like I said, I was able to eventually do it, which was good. And of course, Rupture's good. I think people have shown them like getting it done in 4 turns. I mean, Rupture's just been hypothetically the best since the beginning, so can't beat it. But yeah, enough of me rambling. Like I said, I'll upload the burn later, kind of talk about that strategy more, but I really enjoy Tremor, so it was fun to do. If I'm gonna get this done. I haven't seen anybody beat it with Tremor pre-nerf either, so like I said, I'm sure some people did, but never doubt Tremor. You know, they brought Tremor back, baby. We'll see. But yeah, like I said, I'll let the rest of this fight play out. Hope you enjoy, and yeah, peace out for now.
판도는 유리하나 교만하면 뒤집어지는 거. 그래. 타던. 당신에겐 제가 어떻게 보일까요? 시간이 태어가네. 그 당신일까요?
이런 것도 되죠.
쓸데없는 관심 필요 없다.